So, as most of you all have probably noticed if you watched any of my previous videos, I use an app called Chord. Chord not only helps me to look extremely professional when doing my videos, but it also provides real-time chord names while I'm playing the piano, which can be extremely helpful. But I do want to help out in some of the confusion that chord may cause. So let's look at a few examples and clear up a few misconceptions here. All right, let's say we're in the key of C. Let's take a C major chord, and let's just add the 7. Now let's add the 9. So all those chords are pretty similar sounding, and for good reason. They're all basically major 7s. So anytime you use a major 7, you could be using just a regular major or even a major 9 chord. Now, let's look at something called inversions. An inversion is simple. It just means I can take any note anywhere in the chord and I can put it anywhere else in the chord. I can put it in the front, the end, or in the middle. It doesn't matter. It'll become the same chord, no matter what it's called. So let's take that same major 7, but let's play it like this. And we can even add the 9 like this. So it's all the same thing, doesn't matter. And you may even see it referred to as add 2. It doesn't matter, it's still the 9. Anything past 7 is the same thing. Now wait a minute, let's go back to that major 9. If you notice, there are a lot of different chord names on the side of this manuscript. So what does this all mean? Well, not much really. Any of those chord names work. I mean, it could be considered anything, and it just is a matter of opinion as to how you look at the chord and what key you're playing in and what the context is, where you're going and where you're at. But they're all absolutely the same thing. And sometimes the bigger chord name is not the better one. So can chordy be wrong sometimes? Well, of course they can. But we have to look at some fancy chords. Like, check this one out right here. Oh, so it looks like we have an F major 7 flat 5. But really, if we add the bass note in, it's just a G9 or G13, whatever the case may be. If you notice one thing about chordy, if it has major in it, it's a major 7 or any chord like that. If it has minor in it, it's definitely a minor chord. Diminish, it'll have the DIM in it. And if it has nothing, most likely it's just a dominant chord. So why was that chord so wrong then at first before I added the bass note? Well, simple. It's a rootless chord. So therefore, without the root, chordy has no context and therefore has to come up with a name that best describes the chord based on information that was given. So why do we use rootless chords in the first place then? Well, the answer to that is simple. Because. No, but really, it's actually like a big band thing, and it's very good for orchestrating big band sound. So don't be fooled by rootless chords when you see them. And most of the time, you'll only see them in transitional instances, and you could probably bet your bottom dollar that they're just dominant chords in disguise. How can you tell? Most of the time, you'll see a tritone, something like this, which just means that it's probably a rootless of a bigger chord, which is just that dominant chord. Now, there are instances where you may see a major chord like this. That's just a rootless version of a minor chord once you add the bass in it like this. But all in all, you'll be able to detect those things based on what the next chord is and where the progression is leading up to. In any case, I hope all of this helped clear confusion, not just for me, but for other creators out here on the platform. And I hope you're able to get something meaningful out of it and continue to enjoy videos and even go back and sort of iron out some of the things that may have confused you in the past. Well, like and subscribe. Peace.